We've reached the part of the podcast where we're talking some UFC, and who better to come on than Wade from Wade's Bets. Wade, how you doing today, my man?
Doing pretty good, fantastic. Couldn't be better. It's Friday, ready for the weekend. How you doing, my man?
Fridge broke this week. Garbage disposal broke this week, and I'm sweating out the Tigers minus a half for the first five right now. That's pretty much my week right now, dude. You know, just pretty much my week, my life right now.
Yeah.
Had a good last card, hit some bets. Hopefully you guys tailed along. We're gonna play around. We actually had a lot of views for our live stream we did, which was good. So we'll play around with that. Maybe we'll do a couple more of those during the year when our schedule lines up. Not a pay-per-view card. So during the pay-per-view cards, Wade and I will do the DraftKings lineup. We'll do the Prize Picks lineup. But on just a normal card, we're not going to do that. We each have 3 bets. Wade, you are the guest. Bet number 1, my friend. Lay it on me.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna open the card with a dog. Actually, probably a little of an unknown. I'm gonna go with Rolando Bedoya money line plus 110 right now on DraftKings or Bet365. He's had 2 fights in the decision. Both have been. He's had 2 fights in the UFC. Both have been decision losses actually. And I think it's make or break time for Rolando. He has the youth, he has the upside, he has the striking volume to have the edge here. He's never been finished in his career. He's 4-0 to TKOs and he's 3-0 to submissions. So I do think he will be able to find enough damage on Jai Hibbert to get the win here. His nickname is Machine for a reason. He usually outpaces and outlands a lot of his opponents, and I believe he's going to outdamage Herbert. Herbert may try to get some attempts on takedowns. He may get a few, but I think overall he's going to be able to do the damage. Herbert lands less than 3 strikes per minute with a 45% defensive rate, while Bedoya almost lands 9 strikeouts per minute at 50% hit rate. So I just think over the course he's going to do enough volume. He might have over 100 strikes. So I'll take that as a dog.
I like it. I'm going to my girl Loopy plus 102. Dern has struggled her last 2 fights. She wants to get this to the ground. But when you look at her takedown accuracy, it's only 15%. Loopy's takedown defense is an insane 85%. I think she's going to be able to keep this standing, and Loopy has a huge advantage in the striking game. She had a similar matchup a couple fights ago with my girl, Tabitha Ricci.
Yep.
Good wrestler, decent striker, but Ricci's striking is better than Dern's striking. So I think Loopy's going to follow the same game plan, keep this standing, and just out-volume her. She doesn't have the boxing strength to knock her out. I think she's just going to out-volume her. And Dern's striking has regressed so much since she's gone into the UFC. She has switched striking coaches yet again. And I read this article that said they're starting from ground zero. So I really think this is a great matchup for my girl Loopy. Don't get me wrong, Dern is a great IG follow, a must IG follow. But in terms of betting, we're taking Loopy here plus 102.
I like it. Okay.
Next bet, my friend.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 2-leg parlay I found on DraftKings best odds at the time. Pretty much checked every book that I could for sports books wise. Got plus 106. I put Azamat with Shara Bullet, both money lines, and that parlay got us a plus 106. We've been on Shara at almost every bet since he's been in the UFC. He has 13 fights and he has 11 finishes by TKO. I do believe he does need to respect Michael. He has great offensive striking and he lands over 5 strikes per minute. And he does hit 50% of his strikes while he has 61% strike defense. So Michael's very good, but I do think Shara is the more skilled. He lands over 7 strikes per minute while absorbing 3. He just has a wild attacking. He attacks from wild angles. He might throw a spinning elbow. He might try to get you against the cage and do some damage there. So I just believe over the course of 3 rounds, he's going to find the cardio and enough damage to either find a late TKO or a decision over Michael. And he was pretty juiced, so I paired him with Azamat. I really like Alonzo Menifield. I think he's got some pretty decent skills. But Azamat is 13-0. He's 3-0 in his UFC career with 2 knockouts in the decision. He's very quick. He's very powerful. And I think as long as he can avoid a knockout from Menifield, I think he's going to do enough to either find ground and pound or he'll just do enough damage over the course of 2 or 3 rounds to get the win over Menifield. So pairing Azamat with Shara on DK for plus 106.
I respectively disagree on one leg of that.
I know.
How do you even pronounce this name?
I forget.
I'm just gonna say it. Mikhail plus 215.
Mikhail
can only see out of one eye. There's a reason he only fights in these other countries. He can't get sanctioned in the United States. That's why he's always fighting in Brazil, China. If Michel is smart, he's going to throw to this bad eye. If he's smart, that's what he's going to do. I also read Shar has been filming a movie. If you're filming a movie, how serious are you about training to get ready for a fight? Shara, he's gonna want to strike. He's gonna move forward. If Michel is smart, he's going to be defensive to start the fight. Let Shara gas a little bit, then look to be offensive. Look to take advantage of the eye he can't see out of. Also, the one thing, I've watched some of his fights, and then I watched the fight Shara got in the mall. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
He was more aggressive in the mall fight than he has been in the octagon.
He does seem like a POS in real life.
So you know what? I think Shara is going down here. I cannot bet against someone that goes in the UFC ring, octagon, that can only see out of one eye. I'll take Michelle here. Give me the plus 215.
I like it. I like it. It's a tough one. It's a tough match. It's by far Shara's highest competition yet. So we'll see.
And I kind of feel like he's been presented as this lion, but he's more closer to a paper lion.
Yep.
Next one, my friend, lay it on me.
We're judging people. You bet how you feel will win you the most. I guess will win you the bet. I'm not somebody that likes to take a bunch of crazy dogs and do a bunch of crazy props. I like to find what I think is going to hit and put them together. For instance, here I've got a 3-leg put together. I basically call it a 3-leg builder. Odds are minus 104. I put enough pieces together to try to get things close to plus money as possible. I could probably push for Umar Nurmagomedov and Corey Sandhagen to go over 2.5 rounds. I do think it's probably going to push past that, but I really like to play these rounds safe at over 1.5 rounds. I think Sandhagen's last 5 fights have all at least gone into the late second or even third round, all of them. But the problem is Umar has had a couple early finishes, and he might be able to sneaky get a sub on Corey early. So I'm going to keep on that over 1.5 rounds. So right now I've got Umar Nurmagomedov money line paired with over 1.5 rounds in that Umar Sandhagen fight. Just as a 2-leg, the best odds I could put together was minus 163 on Bet365, and that just wasn't good enough for me. So I went ahead and added Mackenzie Dern and Lupita Godinez to go over 1.5 rounds, and that brought it down to minus 104. So I'm happy with these 3. Umar's definitely the better grappler and wrestler, I think, over the course of the 3 to 5 rounds, however long it lasts. He's going to be able to get him on the ground numerous times. I know Sandhagen's got some pretty decent defense. He'll find ways to stop a few, but I think Umar's coming. I think he's one of the next ones in line to kind of fight for the belt. These types of fighters are just hard to beat. They're going to keep coming at you. They're going to keep getting you on the ground, and I think he's going to win the game by ground control, probably a decision, but he may be able to find a knockout or a submission on Sandhagen. I just think I do believe it's going to go over 1.5 rounds. They'll at least test each other enough, and I trust Sandhagen enough to avoid an early submission. Same with Mackenzie Dern and Godinez. I like to take girl fights over 1.5 rounds. I don't see this one ending early. They're both pretty durable. Dern's pretty slick on the ground. Godinez is probably going to try to keep this thing on the feet. So I think they're going to kind of toy around with each other. And if we do see a finish, it'll be in the 3rd round or something like that. So, I feel like the 3-leg here is pretty safe. Obviously, unless Sandhagen blows it all up and wins this thing, which I won't be surprised. I actually am a pretty big fan of Corey Sandhagen. So if he wins this thing, that'll be great. But I just don't see it. You got wrestling wins out in a lot of these fights, and I think Umar is just going to be all over him. So
I like it. My 3rd and final bet.
Nice.
I'm going with Hughes and Dudakova majority or split decision plus 250. Let's just look at the numbers. 44% of women's straw fights go to decision. This fight is minus 400 to go to decision. Hughes's plus 3.5 is minus 205. To go over 2.5 rounds is minus 445. All this stuff is telling us this is going to go to decision, and this is a true toss. Now, when we look at the fight, Sam will go forward, press, look to get this to the ground. Victoria, a better striker. She's going to look to keep this standing. All I need is for one judge to rule it that one girl won the fight, excuse me. We hit this last week in an insane plus 325 in the Alice, and I forget who she fought, Mama D match. I'm going back to it. I think with these women fights, like we talked about on the live stream we did, the best value is the split or majority decision when it's a girl fight toss-up. And so I'm going to go back to the well. I'm going to play the plus 250 here.
Yeah, man, I don't hate it. I'm on the over 1.5 round prop in that one. So kind of goes in line with what you're doing. I think what you're doing with these girl fights to end in a decision, majority or splits, probably one of the more valuable lines you can find in UFC betting. I love the over 1.5 girl round props. I know they got to go 3 rounds, obviously, but that always kind of goes in line with what you're doing here. So I think it's a value there.
Hopefully we can keep the money train going. Wade, I'd like to thank you for coming on. While you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, my friend.
Just shoot me a DM on at Wade's Bets on X if you want to connect. If not, there's a link in my bio. Get a 7-day free trial, $15 a month after that. Can't beat it. Come join me. Try me out.
Make sure to give my boy Wade a follow. Get on that Discord. Very profitable. He's been killing the MLB and killing UFC. Is there a fight card next week? When is the next fight card?
Yeah, there's a fight card every week, baby. Next weekend
is there a fight card every week?
Yeah.
What do we got next week?
Next week is the Tibera Sergey Spivak 2.
Oh, okay, so we'll be back. We'll be back next week then, right?
Yeah, not a bunch of fights. Javid Basharat, Chepe Mariscal.
I'm excited for UFC 305. I think that's a great card. I'm excited for that one.
Trying to see when that one is here before we go.
That is the 17th.
Yeah.
You're right. There is a fight card every effing week.
Yeah.
And my girl.
I do wish there were a few better fights on that 305 card, but I'll take it.
My girl Angie and Tabitha are fighting against each other on the 24th. Oof. Make sure to give my boy Wade a follow. We'll be back next week breaking down some more UFC. Good luck in your bets, my friend.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.